And welcome back to part 4 of box 4 of our RPM vinyl records collections. And this was obviously the theme song to Welcome Back, Kotter. We're going to get into some odd ones here in this batch. B-side being Warm Baby. The next one up is another TV show theme song with Andrew Gold doing Thank You for Being a Friend, which was the theme song to The Golden Girls. And the B-side to that. And yes, I like The Golden Girls. I was a big fan of that show. It was fun. It was entertaining. I liked Welcome Back, Kotter more. Andrew Gold doing Still You Linger On for the B-side of that Golden Girls theme song. Then this is an interesting one. It made me think of the Blues Brothers when I first saw it, but that was Rawhide, not Bonanza. But still, Bonanza was a good theme song. That's a good tune to have. And the B-side of it is really cool as well. The Magnificent Seven. I loved all 4 of those movies, especially the first one. You know, diminishing returns, like so many sequels suffered. But that was a good series of films. And here's an odd one. I don't really know the story behind this one. This one had a tag on the sleeve that said Jimmy Carter song, but Peanut Man by Revel. This is a promotional copy, not for sale. It's definitely back during the AM/FM days. You see that the A-side is a stereo version, and the double A-side is the mono version of the exact same song. So there's another example of us having a mono and stereo version of songs, which I actually like. I like having that. Okay, here we go with Snoopy versus the Red Baron. I think I may have covered this in one of the earlier videos that I've done. And the B-side of it being I Need You. But a thing I really wanted to point out on this one, because I have 2 copies here, as you'll notice on this copy, even though the label is terribly damaged, and they look very similar, this is marked with an A-side and a B-side, whereas this copy is not. So this would have been an earlier copy, possibly even an original printing. No A-side, no B-side. They reissued it with the A and B-side marked clearly. So that's interesting to see. And the sequel, The Return of the Red Baron. This is not one that I have very many copies of. I've got quite a few copies of that Snoopy versus the Red Baron, but The Return of the Red Baron, I might have 1 copy of that for every 4 or 5 of the other one, because I do have quite a few copies of that. It pops up here and there. B-side being Sweet Meat Slide, which I don't know. And we're going to get into some really weird stuff in this episode. We've got Ohio Express doing Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. And in his tummy, tummy, tummy. B-side being Zigzag. So that's a fun, what I would call bubblegum song. And from the exact same band, we've got Chewy Chewy. And the B-side of Chewy Chewy, Firebird. So this is an odd one. I'm not sure if this is actually a kid's record or it was meant to be a serious bubblegum song, but Chickaboom, Chickaboom, don't you just love it? And the B-side of that being a childhood song, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that was intended to be a serious attempt at putting out a novelty record, or if that's just simply a child record. I've got a bunch of child records. They pile up too. Some of them are really weird, some of them are cool. Got a number of Disneys. We'll probably do a video at some point of those. But this is one that I had. I bought originally in 1974 when it come out too. Kung Fu Fighting. It's a pretty good looking copy. A little dusty, but that's not an issue. But I love this song called Douglas Whoa Whoa Whoa. And the B-side being Gambling Man, which wasn't nearly as, interesting. But Kung Fu Fighting's been picked up in quite a few different movies, and that's not my childhood copy, but I do have it. It's in that A to Z collector's boxes that will take quite a few videos to cover someday. Then we got John Denver doing Rocky Mountain High in Colorado with the B-side called Spring. Then we've got the Fifth Dimension doing Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine, the Age of Aquarius. It is the dawning of the, Don't You Hear Me Calling on the B-side. So I know the A-side pretty well, obviously, but don't know the B-side. Here's a nice Casablanca sleeve for you. And it's actually a Casablanca 45, but it's disco through and through. The Village People doing YMCA. Who doesn't know that song, right? Whether you like it or not, you know YMCA and In the Navy, for sure. And it's got a damaged label. It's got a little fold. I'm sure it was like that day one when it ran off the production line. I've gotten more than one copy of this, so not a big deal. B-side being The Women. Well, woman, whichever. Woman, women. And I've got quite a few copies of that. So that wrinkled label, that's just something else to see as a production error. And now we've got Alicia Bridges doing I Love the Nightlife in the Disco Round. Yeah, I warned you. Disco pops up in these boxes quite frequently. B-sides, Self-Applause. So I didn't go through and sort these all out to try and classify them or categorize them. I kind of wanted to keep a bit of a mix so it wasn't just disco, disco, disco. So here we've got some nice 70s pop with Sean Cassidy doing Da Do Run Run Run, Da Do Run Run, which again was a remake. He did not do that originally. That was done by, I believe, a female vocalist originally in the 60s, but I couldn't tell you who it was. Little Eva maybe, but there again, I'm not sure. And the B-side of that being Holiday. I know my sister was a Sean Cassidy fan, and I think she had that 45. She had a few 45s as well. Now this is one I don't think I know. Living It Up, Friday Night. That might be a disco-ish. 1978 would fall right into the time period. So I may know this song, possibly, but I'm not sure. Don't Let the Man Get You. I don't know that one, especially not by the title anyways. So now we're getting out of the disco era here for a bit, and we're doing Young Girl by the Union Gap featuring Gary Puckett. Get Out of My Life. And the B-side of that being I'm Losing You. Now we got another Gary Puckett in the Union Gap, but you'll notice this time it's Gary Puckett in the Union Gap, and the last time it was the Union Gap featuring Gary Puckett. So kind of interesting change in the way they were promoting the band between those. And this one's Lady Willpower. Willpower. Something, something, something. Yeah, I know the song. Daylight Stranger being on the B side. So that's another reason why I know that was the A and the other's the B, because I do know the song. I had a lot of clear sleeves in this box. That's also interesting. Somebody got a bunch of replacement sleeves, which those used to be dirt cheap, but they're not so dirt cheap no more. I went to go buy some sleeves recently, and I was really surprised at what they're going for. But that's the way it goes, especially with it having a resurgence and coming back around again, which is kind of fun to see. Tommy Rowe doing Dizzy. I believe that's a song. I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning. With the B-side being The You I Need, which I don't know, so you don't have to hear me sing that one, because I don't know it. And then we've got the Association doing Windy, which I do know as well. I'm avoiding singing. The Association Sometime. And here we've got Gary Lewis and the Playboys doing This Diamond Ring Doesn't Shine For Me Anymore. And the B-side of that being Tijuana Wedding. And now we're getting up into, I believe this was a 70s song, Johnny Nash. Yeah, 1972, says it right there on the label. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. All the obstacles in his way. How good it is on the B-side. Well, I don't know how good it is because it doesn't ring a bell and I haven't listened to it recently. So, moving on. I cannot read who this is. Angel of the Morning. So I don't know if that just call me Angel of the Morning after a song or something else, but somebody in the Turnabouts. I'm not familiar with them, don't know it. And Reap What You Sow being the B side of that one. Again, not anything that I recognize or know. But moving on, I'm going to show them to you anyways because there's quite possibly somebody out there who does know it and does recognize it. Danny O'Keefe, Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues. It's another one that's just with the hope that somebody out there might recognize it because I don't. And Danny O'Keefe doing the Valentine Pieces on the B side of that. So this, we're going to have one more video to wrap this box up after this one. And it's going to get really obscure and even have some country and western in it, which, you know, I've said numerous times I'm not a big fan of, but I want to show you what's there. This is the 1910 Fruit Gum Company doing Simon Says on the A side and Reflections from the Looking Glass on the B side. So let's see what we can do here for our last one. I'm going to throw this one on the last one because it is really out of place, really bizarre. Miami Sound Machine doing Conga. Okay, that one's really out of place with the rest of what we've covered, I do believe. And the B-side being Mucho Money, which is what everybody wants. So come on back for the end of this box. We'll see you then.